What's good, tribe? You know? So someone asked me, right? Why do I do that in every video? Um, so I there was a movie called The 300, and it was about the Spartans who fought off King Leonidas, and it's based off an actual historical event. But there's a scene in the movie that kind of really stuck with me. Leonidas is motivating his 300 soldiers to go into battle. Now they're going to fight an absolutely massive army, and the way he motivates them is through their training. And as they're traveling, right, they're conversing and they're going over their strategy. They're thinking about right their plan and their plan attack and how they're going to attack, and how they should strategize. They're just going over the whole thing. And there's a point in the movie where Leonidas realized that all that training he did, everything he had went through, what it meant to him. And as he's actually in the when they talk about the historicalness of it, King Leonidas actually writes about the journey of the battle of actually, or the love of going into the battle, right? And so in the movie, there's a point where Leonidas is actually walking up the mountain to go to their point of battle, and they intersect with the Arcadians. And Arcadians say it's a couple thousand Arcadians. Arcadians, like the leader of Arcadians, say, "Hey, Leonidas, I see you with your man's in there, right?" And Leonidas are like, "Yeah, he's like, okay." The Arcadian says, "It's only 300 of you, man." And Leonidas like, "Yeah, it's only 300 of us." And so then Arcadian says, "You know what? I have to now wonder how committed you are to fighting these people. Right? You only got 300. I'm not feeling like you're really here." And so Leonidas, and this is the moment I think about the most, because in that interaction, the Arcadian wasn't fully understanding. Arcadian believes it's the numbers that matter. He didn't see who they were on the inside, right? And so that mattered to me most, because I recognize that a lot of times people just see the size of a thing and not the resiliency and the determination of it, right? And so when when the Arcadian says what he says, Leonidas says, "Okay, true, we are 300. Yeah." He said, "But what do you do?" Guy says, "I'm a painter." "Who are you?" "I'm a potter." "What do you do?" "I'm a gardener." "Oh, okay." The Arcadian said, "Okay." And this moment is the moment that stood out to me, y'all. Leonidas says, "Sparta, what is your profession?" And they all, yeah, oh, oh, oh. That moment made me, man. And when I saw the movie, I was like, man, that's what I need. I need a battle cry for those who actually follow me, right? And who want to rally behind the cause of actually helping men become better versions of themselves. What is our battle cry, right? And I struggled with that. I battled with that for a while. And so, or trying to figure out what that was going to be. So I remember one night I was in a basement in our own home. I'm in the basement, and it was a finished basement, and part I had was my office, and all I had was like a table. That was it. It was like a table and a chair. I'm like, man, what did I? And so I got to scroll, and I said, you know what? Let me look. So I just got to looking at people intros, right? And this one guy had an intro that I really liked, and I was like, man, I really like that intro. And I forget what it was, but I was like, I can't steal that man's intro. I said, what can? So I got to playing with the idea of what can I say that no matter where I am, we can say it and we won't get arrested, right? Right. So I played around with a few things. I was like, okay. So no lie, apparently there's a fraternity. Sorry, brothers. There's a fraternity of brothers who say the same thing. I didn't get it from them. I didn't know this until afterwards, right? So I remember sitting there. I said, I'm gonna try this out, man. I'm gonna actually see if I can get like people to start saying it, right? So in every video for the last 4 or 5 years I've been saying it. Every single video. So when I first started, my wife said, "Why do you say that?" I was like, "It's my battle cry." She was like, "What?" I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. Right. That moment when Leonidas says, when they say, "Oh, oh, oh," what I was thinking was, when I say my thing, I want people to go, "That's our thing," right? When I first started saying it, I'm outside. I was like, "What's up, Tribe?" And I was like, no. I was like, "What's good, Tribe?" And I was like, "What's up, Tribe?" You know? And I was like, no, I was like, I need something else. No, I wasn't saying Tribe yet. That's what it was. I wasn't saying Tribe yet. So I'm like, it's got to be something else. So I'm thinking and playing with some more ideas. I was like, community, team, try. Okay. So I added that in. I was like, what's good, try? So played around with some more ideas. And I was like, how about you know? How about just saying you know? Because I started saying in my videos was, you know who it is. You know who it is. And so I cut it off. Was like, you know? But that's where mine came from. But the idea of it came from the battle cry of the movie 300. And when I tell y'all that it was a moment where I was at work and there was a few guys who had been watching my videos and I didn't know this. So the guy walks in, he's like, "Big dog, what's happening, baby?" I said, "What's good, man?" He was like, "You know?" And I tripped out. I was so excited. I was so excited, man. I'm gonna tell you, I was excited because someone had recognized something that I created. Like it had actually validated part of me hearing that in the world. People who had no business like around me who heard that and it was resonate with them, right? So another instance, we were out, my wife and I were out, we're in the mall, right? I forget what time of the year it was. And somebody was like, "Big dog," because the mall had 2 floors. So I'm walking with my wife, and I'm on the bottom half, and they're on the top half, right? So they can look down at me. And I'm walking. He's like, "Big dog," and I look up. You know, you know these people. I had no idea who they were, y'all. And so I was like, "You know," and you should have heard people like looking around like, "What's going on?" And people was like, "You know," you start saying it. And it caught on for a hot second, man. So at work, every day I worked for about 3 or 4 months straight before I left that company. We were saying, right? Like before we leave, before the day start, right? Or we were like, we had a number to reach. We reach our number, we all just saying. I was like, "Team, what's good? You know? What's good? You know?" It was a thing, man. It was an actual thing. And so in every video I said, y'all, it makes me feel good. It's actually it it tells me that I'm part of a community. It says that I'm not by myself sometimes, man. And though it came from, it came from the idea came from a really good place. It also came from a very dark place in my life. You know what I mean? I was when I was going through it, I was really going through something, man. And I'll do a video about that here shortly. And I never felt like I was part of something. I've been married 20 years. 2025. This year will be our 20th year anniversary, right? And even with my marriage to my wife, I still felt like there was part of me missing. Like, why am I? What's missing in me? And that that cadence, that mantra, you know, gave me purpose, and that's what pushes me, man. That's what pushes me. Doing that every and listen, when I do that, for the months I was at work before my stroke, um, and I missed that, right? And so the one day I came back, um, I actually came to work, and I was just wanted to see the guys, man. And we had a little team of like 10 of us, And I showed up, and everybody in the area, it had been about a year or so, everybody in the area was like, "Big dog." And the next guy was like, "You know." And it felt so good, man. It felt so good to like know I had created a small tribe of men who were like, "Yes, we with this." Now they don't know the intricacies of my my nonprofit and that whole thing. They don't know that part of it, but that section of it, that cadence that we were creating through that bond we were creating through the cadence is where this came from, y'all. Now I don't know where it's going to go, but I do know that I do know this. I do know that as long as I keep myself um, connected to something, as long as we can keep ourselves connected to something, it changes everything, man. Seriously, it does. That feeling of the guys I work with, you know, all the time, man. Like we could be going out for lunch, they'll be driving their car, they'll stop, you know, and it feels like you're part of something. And who doesn't want to feel like that? Who doesn't want to feel like they're part of something that matters, that people care, that you're part of the same thing? And that's why I did it. That's why I created it. That's the purpose of this entire thing. And I want you guys to be part of it, man. You know. So thank you for watching. And if you're still here, like and subscribe, man. Appreciate it. I'm out. Peace.